When advertising to the general public, here are 5 lessons to remember to avoid complaints from your fellow realtors, the general public, or your provincial regulator. Number 1, be careful when the home has an illegal basement apartment or second unit. There are thousands of illegal second units across Canada. Buyers still want to buy them for the income. However, buyers must also remember that if a neighbor complains, the city may force the tenant to be evicted or may ask for thousands of dollars to upgrade the unit to meet applicable building code requirements. You cannot advertise the property as an income property if you know it is illegal. You can say that the seller does not warrant that the unit is properly retrofitted, as most realtors prefer to say, to warn potential buyers of the issue. If you state that the property was a potential income property, it would still depend on what would have to be done to make the unit legal to determine whether even that statement was misleading. Number 2, be diligent, but also use disclaimers when you are not sure. When describing lot sizes or square footage, do not rely on any expired listing. Conduct due diligence. However, since there is confusion as to whether the square footage is calculated to the inside or outside walls, or whether a loft is properly calculated, do not be afraid to insert a disclaimer when you're not sure. This will put the buyer on notice that if any measurement really matters to them, they will get the property measured themselves. It is not easy for buyers to cancel deals when they find errors in square footage later, unless it was significant and the buyer can demonstrate that they were relying on the square footage as a key factor when they signed to buy the property in the first place. Number 3, if you run a contest, make sure you consult with your local regulator as well as the Competition Bureau. Contests can generate a lot of interest, and as such, they also generate a lot of attention, especially from your competitors. Perhaps a vacation prize awarded to one person out of everyone who signs a listing with your brokerage during the upcoming 3-month period. Do not mislead anyone about the prize or chances of winning, or you could face severe monetary penalties. You must clearly disclose the number and approximate prize values, the geographical area or areas it relates to, and any fact that may materially affect the odds or chances of winning. Avoid charging money for tickets, as it may be considered gambling. You may want to prepare a short version of all contest terms for general advertising and a long form available on your website. If you're not sure, check in advance with your provincial regulator and contact the Competition Bureau for further information. Number 4, be able to prove it if you say you are number 1. There is nothing wrong in advertising that you are number 1, as long as you can answer the simple where, when, and how. What time period is involved? Example, the calendar year 2015. What area? Example, Scarborough. And how was it calculated? Example, number of units, or was it the dollar value? As long as it is true, it is generally okay. I remember someone once advertising that they were the number 1 team in their brokerage. Turns out they were the number 1 team, but they were also the only team in the brokerage. Not a good plan. Number 5, if there is a history to this property, suggest contacting listing broker before submitting any offer. No one will suggest that you advertise murder house or recent flood, but in many situations it will be necessary to advise buyer about certain stigmas or damages prior to the buyer submitting any offer. It is always safer to disclose a stigma to avoid potential lawsuits or disciplinary proceedings later. When you are not sure, ask for legal advice before putting the home on the market. Thank you for permitting me to share these newsletters with you. With my partners at Realtors.ca LLP, I am now able to close real estate transactions all across Ontario with our 29 offices and free mobile signing service. And I appreciate your trust in referring your clients to me. If you have any questions about advertising issues or any other topic, feel free to contact me at mark@realestatelawyers.ca or by phone toll-free at 1-888-876-5529. Thank you.